Hey everyone! Welcome to The Young and the Restless. I'm Jane, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Young and the Restless, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. The tangled web of relationships in Genoa City has once again taken a dramatic turn, with Kane Ashby finding himself at the center of a heart-wrenching dilemma involving Lily Winters and the unborn child she carries, a child that belongs not to him, but to his rival, Damian Hayes. The revelation of Lily's pregnancy has sent shockwaves through their already fragile marriage, forcing Kane to confront emotions he never anticipated. From the moment Lily shared the news, Kane's world tilted on its axis. The baby, conceived during a moment of passion, or perhaps weakness, between Lily and Damian, represents more than just an unexpected pregnancy. It symbolizes betrayal, insecurity, and the fragility of trust. For Kane, the thought of raising another man's child, especially Damian's, is a bitter pill to swallow. Damian has been a thorn in his side for years, a constant reminder of the past and a threat to his future with Lily. The idea of welcoming Damian's child into their home, of watching Lily nurture a piece of the man who once tore them apart, is unbearable. His pride, his love, his very sense of self feels under siege, and in his desperation, he has uttered the unthinkable. He wants Lily to abort the baby. The weight of Kane's demand hangs heavy in the air between them, a suffocating presence that neither can ignore. For Lily, the pregnancy was never part of the plan. Her reunion with Damian was supposed to be a fleeting moment, a lapse in judgment, not a life-altering event. Yet here she is, carrying a child that could redefine her future. The conflict within her is palpable. On one hand, she loves Kane, or at least, she believes she does. They have built a life together, weathered storms, and fought for their marriage time and time again. But on the other hand, this baby is a part of her, a living consequence of choices she cannot undo. The thought of terminating the pregnancy fills her with dread, not just because of the moral implications, but because she can't shake the feeling that this child, however complicated its origins, deserves a chance. Kane's insistence that she abort the baby has only deepened the rift between them. His arguments are rooted in fear of losing her, fear of being replaced, fear of living in Damian's shadow forever. He pleads with her, his voice laced with desperation, reminding her of their love, their history, their family. He tells her that this baby will forever tie her to Damian, that their marriage will never survive the constant reminder of her infidelity. He paints a picture of a future where Damian is always present, always a part of their lives, always the father of her child. And for Kane, that future is untenable. But Lily isn't so easily swayed. She sees the pain in his eyes, hears the fear in his voice, but she also feels the life growing inside her. She wonders if Kane's love is conditional, if his devotion hinges on her willingness to erase this mistake. The more he pushes, the more she pulls away, questioning whether their marriage is as unshakable as she once believed. Meanwhile, Damian remains a wild card in this already volatile situation. When he learns of Lily's pregnancy, his reaction is unpredictable. Will he step up, demanding a role in the child's life, or will he retreat, unwilling to disrupt the fragile balance of Genoa City's power dynamics? His presence, or absence, could tip the scales in ways no one anticipates. If he fights for custody, Kane's worst fears could become reality. If he walks away, Lily may resent Kane for forcing her into a decision she wasn't ready to make. The tension between these three is a powder keg waiting to explode, and the fallout could reshape their lives forever. As the days pass, Lily finds herself at a crossroads. She knows that whatever choice she makes will come with consequences. If she keeps the baby, she risks losing Kane, the man she has fought so hard to hold on to. But if she terminates the pregnancy, she may forever resent him for making her feel like she had no other option. The emotional toll is immense, and the pressure from all sides is relentless. Kane's family, her own relatives, even friends weigh in with their opinions, further complicating an already impossible decision. The Winters Ashby clan is no stranger to drama, but this feels different. This isn't just about secrets or betrayals, it's about life, about the future, about the kind of people they want to be. In the end, the question remains, what will they do? Will Lily choose Cain and the life they've built together, even if it means sacrificing the child she carries? Or will she follow her heart, defy Cain's wishes, and keep the baby, knowing it could mean the end of their marriage? And where does Damian fit into all of this? His next move could change everything. One thing is certain, Genoa City will never be the same after this. The stakes have never been higher, the emotions never more raw. As the clock ticks down on Lily's decision, the tension mounts, leaving fans of The Young and the Restless on the edge of their seats, waiting to see how this explosive storyline will unfold. The drama is far from over, and with so much at stake, the fallout from Lily's choice will ripple through Genoa City for months to come. Will Cain and Lily find a way to reconcile, or is this the final blow to their already fractured relationship? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, this is a story that will keep viewers talking, theorizing, and waiting with bated breath for the next twist in this gripping saga. The battle for Lily's heart, for her future, and for the life of her unborn child is just beginning, and in true Young and the Restless fashion, nothing will be resolved without plenty of tears, betrayals, and shocking revelations along the way. Cain stood in the center of Lily's apartment, his fists clenched at his sides, his jaw tight with anguish. The late evening sun filtered through the blinds, casting harsh lines across the room, mirroring the fracture that had just split wide open between them. Lily stood a few feet away, arms wrapped protectively around herself, her face a pale mask of shock and fury. The silence between them was thick, suffocating, and then Cain broke it, his voice rough and desperate. "I can't do this, Lily. I can't watch you carry another man's child." The weight of his words slammed into her, and she staggered back as if he'd physically struck her. She shook her head, her curls bouncing, her lips parting to respond, but no words came. Cain stepped forward, pleading now. "You know what this baby will do to us. To everything we've rebuilt. After everything we've been through, after all the lies, all the pain, we were finally finding our way back, and now you're pregnant with Damian's baby." His voice cracked, raw emotion spilling from every syllable. Lily's eyes welled with tears, but she refused to let them fall. She took a deep breath and steadied herself. "You think I wanted this?" she shot back. "You think this was some choice I made to hurt you? I didn't ask for this, Cain. But it happened. And I don't know what it means yet. I don't know what I'm going to do." Cain turned away, his back tense, his shoulders rising and falling with rapid breaths. "You do know. You're just too scared to say it. You can't keep this baby, Lily. You can't." The word hung in the air like a grenade, and Lily flinched at the sharpness in his voice. She moved past him to the couch, sitting heavily, her hand instinctively going to her abdomen. It was still early, barely a few weeks along, but already her body felt different. Not just physically, but emotionally. There was a pull, an awareness. She couldn't explain it, not even to herself, but it was there. "You're asking me to make a decision that I might not be able to live with," she whispered. Cain's voice softened, but his conviction remained. "I'm asking you to protect us. To protect you. Do you really want to raise Damian's child? That man has caused nothing but chaos in your life. He's manipulated you, used your grief, your loneliness. He wanted this. He wanted to wedge himself between us, and now it's worked. You're carrying his child, and if you go through with this, if you keep it, he wins." Lily looked up at him, her expression torn. "This isn't about Damian winning. This is about me. My body. My choice. You don't get to decide for me, Cain." He dropped to his knees in front of her, grabbing her hands, desperation radiating from him like heat. I know that. But please, Lily, think about our kids. Think about Charlie and Maddie. How do we explain this to them? How do we tell them that their mother is having a baby with a man who tried to destroy our family? Lily jerked her hands back, standing up again, pacing now, her thoughts spiraling. She'd told herself she'd never be in this position again, trapped between two men, pulled apart by lies and betrayal. But here she was. Pregnant by Damian, a man who had once held her in the palm of his hand, who whispered things to her that made her feel alive again during a time when Cain felt so far away. And now Cain was back, really back, and she didn't want to lose him. Not again. But she also couldn't pretend the pregnancy didn't exist. She could feel it already changing her, unsettling everything she thought she knew. I don't know if I can go through with it, she murmured. I don't know if I can terminate it and go on like nothing happened. Cain's face twisted with pain, but he didn't back down. You're stronger than this, Lily. We're stronger than this. But this baby, it's going to be a constant reminder of him. You'll never be able to forget what happened, and neither will I. You think it's hard now? What happens when he starts showing up, demanding rights? What happens when he wants to be in the child's life? He won't just go away. Lily's eyes flashed. You don't know that. But deep down, she did. Damian wasn't the kind of man to fade quietly into the background. If he found out she was pregnant, he'd use that knowledge like a weapon. And worse, he'd twist it into an opportunity to worm his way back into her life, to claim a piece of her forever. The thought made her stomach churn. She rubbed her temples, a headache blossoming behind her eyes. Maybe I should leave Genoa City, she said quietly. Cain's eyes widened. What? No. Lily, don't do that. Don't run away. I'm not running. I need space to think. Without everyone watching me, speculating. Without you pressuring me. Cain recoiled, the sting of her words hitting hard. I'm not trying to pressure you, he said. I'm trying to fight for us. Lily turned to him, her voice barely above a whisper. Then why does it feel like you're only fighting for yourself? That question hung in the air, and neither of them had an answer. Cain sank onto the couch, burying his face in his hands. Lily stood motionless for a moment before slowly walking toward the door. I need some air. Lily, please, Cain. Just, let me go. And then she was gone. Later that night, Lily found herself parked outside the Abbott cabin, staring blankly out at the water. The moonlight danced on the surface, silver and serene, so unlike the storm inside her. She didn't know how long she sat there, but eventually she heard footsteps crunching on gravel. She turned to find Nick Newman approaching, concern etched across his face. Lily, he asked gently. What are you doing out here? She didn't answer right away. When she finally spoke, her voice was thin. I'm pregnant. Nick blinked, taken aback. Okay. Do you want to talk about it? She nodded slowly. It's Damian's. And Cain, he wants me to terminate. Nick let out a slow breath and sat beside her on the wooden bench. That's a hell of a situation. Lily laughed bitterly. Yeah. It is. Nick didn't offer advice, didn't judge. He just listened. And in that moment, it was all Lily needed. Someone who wouldn't try to sway her one way or another. Someone who wouldn't try to own her choice. The next few days were a blur of avoidance. Lily dodged Cain's calls, his texts, his desperate attempts to reach her. She needed clarity, and she couldn't find it with him pulling at her every second. She met with a doctor in private, went over her options, cried in the car afterward. Every scenario played in her head like a movie she couldn't stop. If she terminated, she might save her relationship, but at what emotional cost? If she kept the baby, she risked alienating Kane forever and inviting Damian into their lives in a way she couldn't control. One evening, she found herself standing in front of the Chancellor Park fountain, staring into the water. And Kane found her there, as if drawn by some invisible thread. He approached slowly, carefully. "Lily," she turned to him, her eyes rimmed red. "I still don't know what I'm going to do." Kane nodded. "I understand. Do you?" "I'm trying. More than anything, I want you to be okay. And I want us to be okay. But I also know that pushing you won't help either of those things." She looked at him, surprised by his sudden shift in tone. He stepped closer. "I'm scared. Not just about Damian. But about losing you. Again." "You're not losing me," she whispered. Nikki felt her body begin to tremble violently, not just from exertion but from the terrifying realization of how close she'd come to dying. Eventually, Victoria pulled back slightly, brushing Nikki's hair from her face. "Are you hurt?" she asked, her voice shaking. Nikki shook her head, though her entire body ached. I don't know. I think I'm okay. Just bruises. Maybe my shoulder." Nick retrieved her phone and handed it to her, then stood, scanning the tree line. "Who did this?" he asked darkly. Nikki looked up, her face pale. "I didn't see their face. They pushed me, then ran." Nick cursed under his breath. "We need to get you out of here. This wasn't an accident." Victoria nodded. "We'll get security, police. Whoever did this won't get away with it." But as they helped Nikki to her feet, her eyes remained fixed on the cliffside, a strange expression flickering across her face. A mix of fear and realization. There were only a few people who knew she would be out here alone. And one of them had tried to kill her. Back in Genoa City, word spread quickly. Victor was contacted mid-flight and immediately ordered the jet turned around. By the time Nikki was back at the Newman Ranch, surrounded by medics and concerned family members, he was already on his way home. Sharon arrived soon after, visibly shaken, and embraced Nikki like a sister. Phyllis showed up uninvited but unusually solemn. Even Jack Abbott made a brief appearance, offering his concern with a hand placed gently on Nikki's shoulder. But beneath the outward calm, suspicion bloomed like wildfire. Who would dare target Nikki Newman? And why now? Summer paced the living room, furious, while Adam stood silently in the corner, arms crossed, his expression unreadable. Questions circled like vultures. Was it someone from Nikki's past? Someone Victor had crossed? Or was the motive more personal, more current, and far more dangerous? That night, Nikki lay awake, unable to sleep despite the sedatives the doctor had given her. She kept replaying the moment in her mind, every sound, every detail. She remembered the smell of pine and sweat, the faint glint of a bracelet as the attacker shoved her. That bracelet. It wasn't a man's hand. It was smaller. A woman's. Her blood ran cold. She sat up, clutching her robe tightly. There was only one person she could think of who wore that charm bracelet. It was a gift from Tucker. Audra. The realization hit her like a punch to the chest. Could it be? Audra had recently grown close to some of the family, even trying to insert herself into the Newman circle more than once. And her relationship with Tucker had made her dangerous. Unpredictable. Was she trying to remove Nikki from the equation? Or send a warning to Victor? But Nikki couldn't prove it, yet. And until she did, she had to stay one step ahead. She couldn't show weakness, not now. Whoever wanted her gone might try again, and next time, she might not be so lucky. She picked up her phone, hesitated for a moment, then texted someone she hadn't contacted in years. Paul Williams. If anyone could dig into this discreetly, it was him. As she waited for the response, her reflection in the window stared back at her, worn, shaken, but alive. And burning with resolve. She had faced ghosts, guns, and heartbreak. But this? This was personal. Whoever tried to kill her had made one fatal mistake. They failed. And Nikki Newman didn't forget.